morning, church. We're so thankful for a chance to share with you this morning and just to give you some of our insight on how our relationships have built over our lifetime. So I guess we'll let Lars start off this morning.
Yeah, well, we were asked to just share a little bit about what does it mean to be having a lasting relationship with our parents into adulthood, which is kind of a scary thought, Janelle. That means we're
adults.
We're adults. #adulting.
Two main things that I could think of pertaining to our relationship together was being honest with one another and trusting each other. So for honesty, I was thinking about whenever I struggled with sin, if I was honest with them, then they could help me overcome, and they would be able to help me in practical ways. That doesn't happen unless you have a honest relationship with one another. But also that my parents trusted me on many occasions. Being stuck in an airport by myself when I was first in college, when we were traveling internationally, taking on some of our loans and showing trust in us that we would be responsible and work hard to get those finances paid off. So I think the two things that I took away from my relationship with my parents was you need to be honest and trusting with one another. How about you, Grace?
Is that they prepared me in my faith by including me in theirs, and then trusting what they had taught me previously to be enough for when I was not with them anymore. I'm very independent, and like how that impacted my relationship with my parents is that they always told me that they were giving me, the wings to fly, and I didn't always agree with them, and so there were times where I didn't do what they said, and they didn't like it, but they trusted, they trusted God, that God would have me, but also, that they trusted me. They trusted that they taught me enough about money and life that I was going to be okay. And even when we moved to China, my parents didn't like it. They were like, "Oh, well, that's not what we want you to do." But they trust me, and they knew that they had prepared me to do the things that I have done.
And one of the things that we thought about is the fact that now, as parents of an 8-month-old, we also have realized how much sacrifice our parents have made for us.
Yeah. I remember growing up, I was really into volleyball and seeing my parents learn the lingo and be at all the practices and travel from state to state all the time to be at tournaments and college games and things like that. And it just meant so much for our relationship that they cared enough to pursue my passions with me and be in my corner no matter how hard things got.
Yeah, and part of that was that they listened to your passions, and we're trying to think about how we want to listen and be attentive to Ashlyn's passions. And I was thinking about my parents' example of listening to me, because most of the time as parents you teach and you're instructing and you're telling them what to do and don't do this and you don't want that, that's going to hurt you or something like that. But as we've grown and become adults, especially our relationship now is one where they've affirmed and told me things and said, "You've taught me this," whether it's finances that they've talked to me about and invited my opinion on, to things about church and where they should go to church. There's just been a lot of ways early on as a child that I noticed my parents were not just teaching me but listening to me, and that continues in our relationship now as adults. And as I think about Ashlyn and as Janelle and I have thought about raising her, we really zero in on some things that we want to listen to her. We want to show her that she means so much to us and to sacrifice for her. One of the ways already she's teaching me, and that I'm listening to her, is through just the joy she brings to my heart whenever I see her and talk to her, and just the joy that she brings. And I realize that's God's heart too, that God sees us as his children, that God is our heavenly parent, and the joy that I feel in seeing my child, he feels in seeing us. And so she's already taught us so much, even though she's so little.
Yeah, we're excited to watch her grow and watch her passions just emerge and follow her through that. So that's really our view on our relationships with our parents and our hopes and dreams for our relationship with her as she grows up. So we hope that our thoughts here were beneficial to Larry's sermon this morning, and that you would all have a blessed worship service this morning.
Blessings.